Austin felt it first as a whisper, a murmur on the edge of perception. Stories of ancient samurai, their blades imbued with mystical fire, danced in his mind, not as mere tales, but as warnings. He saw shadows lengthen in the city streets, felt a chill in the summer air. The world he knew was not as it seemed. Austin was not a warrior, he was a librarian, surrounded by the hushed whispers of old books. But those whispers had changed. They spoke of a forgotten world, a world where myth and reality intertwined. The stories resonated deep within him, a primal echo of something ancient and true. He knew with unwavering certainty that the samurai were coming. Japan, land of the rising sun, land of ancient warriors and whispered legends. Austin stood at the edge of a bustling Tokyo street, feeling the pulse of the city vibrate through him. The air was thick with the scent of cherry blossoms and the murmur of 1,000 conversations. Yet, amidst the chaos, Austin felt a strange sense of peace. This was where he was meant to be. His search for Musashi Miyamoto led him to a secluded mountain monastery. The journey was arduous, a test of will and endurance. Austin traversed winding forest paths, his breath misting in the crisp mountain air. He felt fear, yes, but also a thrilling anticipation. Each step brought him closer to his destiny. The monastery stood ancient and imposing, its wooden gates weathered by time. A sense of profound stillness hung in the air. This was a place where spirits dwelled, where the whispers of the past echoed through the corridors. With a deep breath, Austin stepped through the gate, ready to face the unknown. Musashi Miyamoto was not what Austin expected. He was not a towering figure of strength, but a man of quiet intensity. His eyes, though, held the wisdom of ages, a depth that seemed to pierce through Austin's soul. The master spoke little, but his presence filled the room, demanding attention and respect. Training began at dawn. The air was frigid, the silence broken only by the rhythmic chirping of crickets. Austin's body ached, his muscles unfamiliar with the demands of the samurai arts. Yet he pushed himself, his movements becoming sharper, his focus intensifying. Musashi watched, his gaze unwavering, a silent judge of Austin's progress. Days bled into weeks. Austin's world narrowed to the training yard, his every thought consumed by the intricacies of swordsmanship. He learned to move with the wind, his body a conduit for the ancient art. The fire blades, Musashi explained, were not mere weapons, but extensions of the warrior spirit, forged in the crucible of discipline and will. Section 4. Blades of Fire and Spirit. The fire blades themselves were a sight to behold. Forged from a metal unknown to Austin, they shimmered with an inner light, their edges seeming to blur and dance. Holding one in his hand, Austin felt a surge of energy, a humming power that resonated deep within him. This was no ordinary weapon. This was a conduit to something ancient and powerful. Musashi taught him to channel his inner fire, to awaken the dormant energy within. The training was brutal, pushing Austin to the edge of his physical and mental limits. He learned to control his breath, to focus his mind, to become one with the blade. The fire blades responded to his will, their edges glowing with a fierce, ethereal light. The culmination of his training was a ritual, a solitary dance under the full moon. Austin, clad in the traditional garb of a samurai, moved with a grace he never knew he possessed. The fire blades sang in his hands, their light illuminating the night. He felt the power of the ancient warriors flowing through him, his spirit ignited by the mystical flames. Section 5. The Forged Samurai. Austin emerged from the monastery transformed. He was no longer the timid librarian, but a warrior forged in the fires of ancient tradition. His body was lean and strong, his movements fluid and precise. But the most profound change was within. He had faced his fears, embraced the unknown, and discovered a strength he never knew he possessed. Returning to his city, Austin carried the spirit of the samurai within him. The whispers of myth no longer filled him with dread, but with a quiet confidence. He saw the world with new eyes, a world where the mundane and the mystical coexisted, where ancient wisdom held relevance in the modern age. The samurai may or may not come. Austin did not know, but he was ready. He had embraced the spirit of the warrior, his heart filled with the mystical fire of the ancient blades. He was a protector, a guardian of the unseen, a silent warrior in a world that had forgotten the whispers of myth. Section 6. Ready for the dawn. Austin walked through the city streets, a warrior unseen. The city lights shimmered, reflecting in his calm, steady eyes. He felt the pulse of the city, the ebb and flow of life, the whispers of the past and the present intertwined. He carried the legacy of the samurai within him, a fire that burned bright, a spirit that could not be extinguished. The world he knew was full of unseen threats, but he was no longer afraid. He was ready. He had walked the path of the warrior, faced his fears, and emerged stronger, tempered by the fires of ancient wisdom. He was a guardian of the unseen, a protector of the balance between myth and reality. The dawn was coming, and Austin, the forged samurai, would be there to meet it.